Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast. The world's favorite place to go for fun, romance, and informative car talk.
All right.
This is the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. The romance comes in the cars.
I was wondering about that.
You love your car.
Yes, that's it. I knew that.
Made you think, though, huh?
Yeah.
Did.
Okay. Just ahead, journalist Sue Mead talks about soft roading.
Uh-oh.
What? Later,
Wow.
Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History, and I'll get you caught up on some of the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday for our live broadcast. If you're listening on a podcast or something other than between 10 a.m. and 12 noon on Saturday, you are listening to a pre-recorded show. And this particular date today is 9/14/24.
That's right.
So there you go. Just to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Okay.
We ain't trying to fool nobody. Kind of like that guy who worked at that car dealership.
Day late and a dollar short.
Yeah, exactly. Well, look who's joining us. Oh, my God. It's Sue Mead, ladies and gentlemen. Sue, you look great. I haven't talked to you or seen you in years, but it's great to have you on the show today.
Thank you, guys. It's so nice to be back. I think one of the last shows that I did with you was when I was in Saudi Arabia, but I'm home today in Williamstown, Massachusetts, which feels great. It's been a really busy year car-wise.
Well, I sure am glad that you're home because, you know, you need to run the vacuum cleaner and do a little dusting and, you know, some home stuff for a while.
Feed the fish.
Mow the grass.
Oh, wait a minute. I just heard you talk about romance in cars, and my romance in cars is going off-road in them. And what happens there stays there. I actually just love off-roading, and you guys know that. I've had some fun times doing that this year, both in the U.S. and even in China, which we'll talk about another time. But I'm so excited to be back with you guys.
Well, it's great to have you with us. And Sue is a well-versed auto journalist, racer, off-roader. She is everything. She is the living car goddess right there.
Yep.
She is.
People want to be her.
You're making me feel so good as I turn 74 this week.
Let's not even talk about that.
Yeah, we're not talking about
it. Listen, guys, I'm so happy to be here.
You're catching up to Don.
Yeah, that's it.
It's still working.
So I know, and I enjoy what I do here.
I enjoy being on the road and driving some new cars. I just drove 3 versions of the Hyundai vehicles with the XRT trim, and saw a 4th version unveiled, and it was really fun. I love Hyundai vehicles because of the warranty and the 3 years unlimited maintenance and roadside support. But this new XRT trim just floats my boat.
Where did you go to drive those?
Good question. In the mountains out of Santa Barbara. We stayed in Los Olivos.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you've been there, obviously. But the nice part about it was that there are some good driving roads without much traffic. And that's what you need to do if you fly into Santa Barbara or Santa Monica. You need to get away from the traffic.
You didn't run into any fires out there?
No. I saw some from the air, but no, I was fortunate.
Good. So we talk about soft roading, a term that you came up with. Define that for us.
Well, I've noticed, Mike and I had a conversation about this the other day. I've noticed that over the last couple of years, especially, more and more manufacturers are building models that have a trim that they're advertising can go overlanding or off-road. And the truth is that 90% of them are really what I like to call soft roaders. They can go on a light dirt trail or for some light backcountry use. So many manufacturers have made these vehicles and are touting them because it's such a popular end of the driving culture right now. I think there are a few folks who like to look like they're doing that, but many do. And I'm really excited about that as an off-roader myself. I'm also really touting that folks who do it still should pay attention to the rules of letting someone know where they are, having good safety equipment and food and water and supplies in the vehicle, because I don't like to think of folks saying, well, I've got an extra tough bumper and I can or cannot put a winch on it, and I've got some rubberized seats. I'm just going to go off-roading today. So that's why I like to call it soft-roading.
Yeah, I think that's a good term. You know, it's funny. I didn't know that you were going to talk about this, and I was thinking everybody nowadays, and I mean that loosely, but the majority of cars that are sold are SUVs. And they're sport utility vehicles, meaning in my age group and yours, that they could go off-road. And the majority of vehicles coming out of the factories today are not really capable of going off-road. They may look like they are, but they're really not set up to do it. I mean, okay, it may have four-wheel drive, but it doesn't have a transfer case. It doesn't have low gear. You can't do the things that you can, let's say, for instance, in a Jeep Wrangler. I mean, a full off-road Jeep Wrangler are going to cost you quite a bit of money, but, you know, it's one of those deals where you really have to be specific into what you define as off-road as opposed to your next-door neighbor that, I'm going to go off-roading in my SUV. It's what it's for. And it's not really that set up to do that.
Exactly. I started thinking about this before we went on air, and I thought, what are some of the things that are really important to real off-roading? And ground clearance is a big one. Good tires is another. And having gearing, as you said, a low-range set of gears. But what impressed me about this, there are two things that impressed me about the XRT trim on the Hyundai vehicles the other day, which started the conversation with Mike Mars, and that is not only did Hyundai put it on their Santa Fe that was new this year, the 2025 Santa Fe, but they just added it as a trim level for the Tucson. So the Santa Fe is a three-row vehicle, as you know, full size. And the sort of mid-size to full size, we straddle categories. The Tucson is more of a compact to mid-size SUV. They've also put it on the Santa Cruz, which is a compact truck. And now one of the most fascinating elements of being on the program was seeing that they have added this trim to the Ioniq 5, which with this trim on it, I saw that one of my journalist friends called it having the potential to be a hot hatch. And it reminded me of driving the Mustang Mach-E with a rally trim on it. So the Ioniq 5 is an electric vehicle, and we certainly know electric vehicles are going off-road these days, but it was not a vehicle that I expected to have this extra cladding on the front and rear. There's a dark chrome grille that kind of makes it stand out with this package. And also, like everything today, what is the jewelry on cars today, guys?
Wheels.
Wheels. You should see the wheels that come with this trim. So there's different wheels and different tires. And then, of course, a roof rack. Whether you're going to use it or not, it's there. It speaks to the mission. And then inside is some special sort of weather tech seating. So I think it's really cool. I did take two versions of it, the Tucson and the Santa Cruz, on an off-road trail with a couple of longhorn cows giving me a spit eye.
That would be the stink eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what it was. So, but they had, the ground clearance isn't raised. It can always be raised a little bit with a tire, but it had the capability to go up and down some hills, and the all-wheel drive gearing to do the same, and the traction to make corners with a little bit of punch to the throttle. So I'm just fascinated with the fact that we could count on our hands so quickly a dozen or more vehicles that are not the Jeep Wrangler or even the Bronco Badlands, vehicles that really have more ground clearance and more prowess off-road. But there are a lot of vehicles. Let's look at the Subaru Wilderness.
Yes.
It had, that's a good example. It's a wagon on steroids a little bit, but it very much and I was thinking of the Honda Trail Sport. And it's not just a class of vehicles. It's really, I think, a part of our culture that I think goes back to even 2008 to 2010 when people stopped taking traditional vacations and did staycations and started going off-road. And we've seen such a growth in not just the true overlanding and the vehicles that go camping and the Rebel Rally, which has a mix of these soft roaders and some that are true four-wheel drive. But we've seen so much of this, and I think it's great, but it's become, in the case of Hyundai, it's become a whole, a trim package that's added to 5 of their vehicles now. So it's very interesting to see what that says about the car culture today. And when Mike and I were talking about it, we both said, and he said first, I think, what's next? I don't know, but what I know is that this is really big now.
I find it interesting. I wonder what the take rate is on these, because, like I said, I think that most generally speaking, people don't do this. So this is really kind of a niche deal, but I think it's going to expand, like you said, into more and more people doing staycations, camping with the family. Because let's face it, going to a Motel 6 and spending $200 a night can add up pretty darn quick. I mean, you don't have to go to a high-end luxury staycation someplace and spend $10,000 for 5 nights over there. You can go camping for just a teeny tiny fraction and really experience something that most people haven't experienced before. Camping out with the family, going to a lake, going to the woods, whatever the case may be. And you'd really want to have something that would be capable of going off-road, because some of the campsites are semi-remote. You have to go through the park to get to them, but you can, and that's part of the fun of doing it. I just think it's a great idea. I know that there are a lot of manufacturers now that are really kind of focusing more on these particular trim levels. The Nissan Rogue Wilderness, you mentioned that.
Yep.
GMC Terrain AT4. So there are those out there, and really, if you stop and think about it, if you were to go to a parts store or online and go buy yourself, some big wheels and tires, you'd go buy, skid plates for the front and rear, a winch, all of these things that a lot of these vehicles come with. It's a lot cheaper to get it from the factory than it is to aftermarket it.
Exactly. I enjoyed one of the stories told by one of the product planners from Hyundai, and he said that he and his wife took the Tucson, which again is a mid-sized SUV, and went to a camping area and folded the seats down. And as you know, many manufacturers now make those seats so they fold flat.
Yes.
And they put sleeping bags in the back of the vehicle, and they didn't even have to put up a tent. So it's really, it's much more user-friendly. And the other thing I was thinking about is that so much of our car craze the last couple of years was manufacturers adding EVs to their stables. And we've seen that that's in a tough spot at the moment because of infrastructure, I believe. But the manufacturers couldn't get away without having an EV. And I feel that it's the same thing now with these soft rotors or a more aggressive trim, that to be a viable manufacturer in today's world, and as you said, the majority of the market is SUV and trucks by far. And so if you don't have something that fits this category, you're kind of behind the 8 ball.
The full flat seats, that was something I believe that was a Rambler staple way back in the day, and you wouldn't be allowed by the girl's dad to take that car to the drive-in. But I tell you, I had some good times in the back of a Suburban one time.
Well, the front
with
seats
no
folded
seats
flat.
in the back. No seats in the back. It was back in the day when you took the third row out and the second row did fold flat. So it made for, a 4x8 sheet of plywood. Okay, we'll go with that.
But the Rambler, it was the front seats that the back folded down.
Yeah.
Not the other way around.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The whole thing turned into a big damn bed.
Exactly.
You're so funny. Yeah.
Not that you don't know anything about that, Sue Mead.
Do you know how many times I have slept in the second seat of a vehicle, especially on my Camel Trophies, when at 2 in the morning or 4 in the morning, mud covered, I was too tired to put up my tent, and I'd say to the guys, I might be the only one that will fit across the seat of the Discovery. I've called it. But I was just in Alaska on a 4-wheel drive trip, and I was with my good friend Ken Cameron, who's a 4-wheel drive expert and travels the world doing extreme 4-wheel drive training. And I set up a trip to show him the wilds of Alaska, and he and his son and I landed up really late at night. It was about midnight, pulling into a place to camp. And they had a 2-person tent, which was just fine for me because there were bear. And I said, guess who's got the back seat? And we were in a older 4-wheel drive Land Cruiser. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say about my back seat.
I got you. And I have to ask you before we let you go, do you know the Lilienthals?
I was thinking the same thing, Don.
Do you know the Lilienthals?
I know the Lilienthals and just admire them so greatly. They were on a Subaru trip in Connecticut.
Yes, yeah.
And they decided they wanted to go through all the New England states because they've been trying to knock off every state. So they came to my house with Oregon wine, and we had the time of our life, and I showed them all my race suits and my Dakar trophy, and they are trophy winners. They have just done so much with the Alcan, and now their European trip with the electric Volkswagen ID.
Yep.
So I admire them greatly.
We had them on a couple of weeks ago, and they're always fun. We've been with them, when they both had real jobs, and that's where we started with them. And it kind of like you, old friends, and it's just great to have you on the show with us and talk. And what is your next adventure, Sue?
Well, I have the VW ID Buzz that I'll be driving in San Francisco. Actually, I'm heading out on Monday to see a reveal for the new Ford Expedition, an hour-long program which has me traveling 2 days. But and then I'll be at the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame at the end of the month, a place near and dear to my heart, and I'll be speaking briefly about John Retty, one of our colleagues who found out in June, 2 days before he passed, that he was going to be inducted. So I look forward to that. But then I'm hoping to go back to China in November, and I'd love to talk with you all about what I have found in China that's been so exciting. And I was just driving.
We're going to do that in December.
Well, let's do that in December, because I think I told you, Mike, I've been limping for 18 months and because of a knee with a torn meniscus, and then my foot went bad and I need surgery, and I said, could we make it November 11th so I could get all my work done? So that is perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Sue, it's great to talk to you. We look forward to November the 11th when we see you again, and so let's plan a date right now.
Well, Mike, you get back to me.
I will.
I have my surgery that day. I could probably talk to you on the way home in the car, because I love talking about
Well, that'll be fun.
cars. I love talking about cars whenever it fits in, but I have some really fun stories about China, and it's timely as we're looking at tariffs and electric vehicles. 40% of the market there is electric. I'll send you a commercial that was just made that I'm in with the king of drifting from Japan. But that would be a really fun thing to talk with you about.
We love it. Sue, we love you. Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon.
Love you guys. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream our show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts, they're available from your favorite podcast provider. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will continue right after this quick break.
The original group of Lupe Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipe means when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the first Lupe Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here is the original house that inspired the design of all the rest, and the original charm that help make Lupe Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupe Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupe Tortilla Katie's another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupe's. It's located on 99 the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggieland? Head to the Lupe Tortilla in College Station. Located just around the corner from Kyle Field, it's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Going to Louisiana? The Lupe Tortilla in Beaumont is on I-10, so you can't miss it. The original group of Lupe Tortilla restaurants has the best Tex-Mex anywhere, and you're invited anytime. Your car is a direct reflection of you, so don't be satisfied with color fade or a dingy, dull appearance. Get rid of those terrible automated car wash scratches. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your Save the Paint company. John Gray and his team of detailing experts can help your cars finish without a full repaint. Searching for the real experts in window tint or windshield protection? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Dash cams, radar detectors? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Got a new car? Get that thing protected as soon as you take delivery. If you don't know which of the multitude of protection products to go with, John Gray will give you an honest opinion and won't sell you something you don't need or can't afford. John will help you understand the many options and pricing right on the spot. He's your guy to have your ride looking its best and protected too. See the state-of-the-art shop yourself. Free tours anytime. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to, located just south of the Southwest Freeway on the Sam Houston Parkway. Gulf Coast Auto Shield, full-service luxury car care today, and online at gcautoshield.com.
Time now for the In-Wheel Time Racing Calendar, sponsored by Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
Thank you, guys. September 15th, tomorrow, you've got Indy in Portland. That race is going to be very cool. They're almost done with the Indy Series. Same thing with IMSA. IMSA is actually off. You also have Formula One this week, starting actually yesterday. It's the Qatar Airways Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
There you go.
That's what he said.
Yeah, put that with ketchup. It is the Qatar Airways race. And then from there, we've got NASCAR. NASCAR is they're in the Cup playoffs is what they're calling it. Watkins Glen International, that is on to...
I love those road courses.
That's where the Xfinity guys ran yesterday, but that's on tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's on the USA Network. NHRA is also this weekend, and they're in Reading, Pennsylvania.
And Erica in Pro Stock is qualified number one.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's what we've got right now.
All right, thank you, sir. Mm-hmm. Time now for This Week in Auto History. Mr. Mars has that.
Yeah, dude. It's been a busy month in auto history. September the 10th, 1975. This is when the automotive industry began introducing vehicles designed to run on unleaded gasoline. Now, this was a significant shift prompted by new emissions regulations aimed at reducing air pollution. Lead was commonly used in gasoline to improve engine performance and reduce knocking, but it contributed to the harmful emissions and posed health risks, particularly if you were a sniffer. The transition to unleaded gasoline was a major milestone in environmental protection, aligning with efforts to improve air quality and public health. Then on September the 12th, in 1914, Jeff, Cadillac revolutionized the automotive industry by introducing the first mass-produced V8 engine. This was the 5.1-liter, 315 cubic inch that produced 70 horsepower, which is a significant leap in power and performance compared to the contemporary vehicles. Featured a 90-degree overhead valve design, water cooling, and was capable of reaching speeds up to 65 miles an hour, if you can believe that.
That is donkey.
The V8's smooth, powerful performance elevated Cadillac's reputation for luxury and innovation, and this engine marked a milestone in automotive engineering, influencing engine design for decades to come. Then on September the 13th, 1973, OPEC oil embargo begins, and it had a profound impact on the American automobile industry. The embargo imposed by OPEC in response to U.S. support for Israel during the Yom Kippur War led to a massive rise in oil prices and fuel shortages, which exposed the vulnerability of American independence on foreign oil at the time. Going to September the 14th in 1908, the first commercial gas station, the Standard Oil Service Station, opened in St. Louis, Missouri. This pioneering establishment marked a significant development in automotive infrastructure, providing a dedicated place for fueling vehicles with that gasoline. Prior to this, you had to go to a general store or hardware store to find somebody that sold gasoline. But this helped facilitate the widespread adoption of automobiles, laying the foundation for a modern network of gas stations that we rely on today. September the 14th, 1955, launch of the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing. This is an iconic sports car renowned for its distinctive upward opening doors and advanced engineering. The 300 SL featured a fuel-injected inline six-cylinder, a lightweight design, and aerodynamic shape that contributed to its handling and agility, which combined to show it some of the 1950s automotive luxury and innovations. This week in automotive history.
Beautiful.
Thank you, sir. Aston Martin just unveiled its latest flagship model, the Vanquish, a muscular carbon fiber-bodied $429,000 coupe.
Yeah.
It's more luxurious and sporting than the DBS it replaces, featuring a coddling leather and cashmere interior and reaching a top speed of 214 miles an hour, the highest ever of any Aston series production vehicle. Motivating it is a new twin turbocharged 5.2-liter V12 engine that produces 824 horsepower, a significant increase from its 759 horsepower of its predecessor's V12. Aston's Beast joins a host of all-new 6- and 7-figure supercars, including the 423,819 horsepower Ferrari 12 Cilindri, the hybrid 604,100 horsepower Lamborghini Rivuelto,
I think I'm supposed to look at one of those.
and the $4 million 1,800 horsepower Bugatti Tourbillon
That'll fit in your garage, Jeff.
As long as they fit in the garage, I'm good.
that features a 12 or 16-cylinder gas-powered motor, generally in larger and more potent forms than their progenitors.
Oh. Spell it.
Is that the word for the day?
Progenitors. Mm-hmm. You could twist that around and really get in some serious trouble.
Yeah, you could.
Progenitors. I'm not going to go any further than that. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will continue after this quick break.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. The In-Wheel Time Fall Tour begins Saturday, September 28th at Woody's 6th Annual Waterfront Rod and Custom Car Show. There'll be awards for Best Truck, Rat Rod, Import, Paint, Engine, Interior, and Best of Show. It happens at the Topwater Grill in San Leon, Texas, where the backdrop of Galveston Bay will be one for your car scrapbook. Registration is $30 per car on site. Visitors are free 8 to 4, Saturday, September 28th. It's Woody's 6th Annual Waterfront Rod and Custom Car Show at Topwater Grill in San Leon, Texas.
Well, that's all for this week's In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Be sure and check out our website, inwheeltime.com. Follow us on Facebook. Give us a like. Tell your friends, car friends about us. And share our stuff, your friends too. We'll keep you connected to all things automotive all week long. The Love Line is open and can be reached at info@inwheeltime.com. We like car pics, so send us some of your car with a description and any info you want us to include, and we'll feature it on a future show.
You bet.
When you're looking for award-winning car talk, you can find it on the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider. We live stream this show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com every Saturday from 10 to noon Central Time. The In-Wheel Time video technical director is We Need More Jeff Zekin. The booking agent, video editor, and people finder Mike Out of This World Mars, and chief engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. And condolences go out today to the mother of Monty the Singing Donkey, Pinky. We know and bear your loss with you, and we hope that things will get better for you.
Yeah.
And we hope that you'll join us next week here on the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show, Saturday, That would be September the 21st already
Yeah,
from
how about
10
that?
to noon Central Time on all of our In Wheel Time Car Talk outlets. Be safe out there and have a great weekend. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.